Hey folks, I'm CPC Gamer, and welcome to the stream. I'm CPC Gamer, and on Mondays we play horror games. This is known. And what could be scarier than head office deciding to start playing Christmas music today? Ah! That was lightning. It's pretty scary, right? But yeah, we're only on 10% at the minute, so we get ad breaks more than we get Christmas music, but we have Christmas music in the middle of October. To head office, what are you doing? And I found this out when I went to open up the store today, and I let everyone in, and we turned the lights on, and I met with the most wonderful time of the year. That song? No thank you, I just wanted to go home immediately. Do love a bit of Christmas music, but like at Christmas. Also, Alana Ray's making me think of the Dreamcast, which is great. I love that console. I like Power Stone and Phantasy Star Online and the principles behind Echo the Dolphin, but not the game itself. There you go. What are we doing? We're playing Silent Hill 3, that's what we're doing. We are hopefully going to be able to finish the game today. Although I'm not gonna, like, brute force it and rush my way through to the end, like with that other game where I just went super long. And I was really happy to have done it, but I also regretted it at the moment. What am I doing? Let's go this way. Let's not go this way. We're blocked off. Okay. I don't like the sounds of whatever that is. No, thank you. Can I just leave? Have I tried just leaving? No. Okay. I figured the game wouldn't make it that easy because there's something to do in here. Like, this is... We're here for plot reasons. And I just can't go that way at all. How about that? I vaguely recall there is a puzzle in one of the basements. And it's not an easy one. None of these puzzles are easy because... There we go. Because we're playing on the hardest difficulty setting for the puzzles. Which has done me wrong, dear chat. Like, I have been... Ooh. I have been caught out. Okay. This brings to mind a point in the Silent Hill 1, where there was just a silent room full of cadavers. Wasn't very nice. Well, we're going to have to find a solution to that. And to do it, my goodness, a wall of text. Burn the one who knows no death, pure, adorned by those above. No prayers within, just simple love. And now the pining hunter, the flames longing for his rebirth, a distant breath within the earth. Burn up that heavy body of his, make it wind, dancing in the sky, that bottomless gut now a cloud, now a sigh. The sweet blood on his laughing lips now calls him to the gates of hell. There burns evermore that soulless shell. Four bodies return to ashes, thus the door is opened. Thus the door is opened. Can we take a moment to appreciate the quality on the background image right there, where you can read the text that was just now subtitled? That was pretty cool. So, is it you? Yeah, so having done that, each of these cadavers now has a memo on it. The lark's child lost all his words, and walled himself up away, heart and mouth both locked up tight. in a cage where none want to stay. The owl who forgot the sky resigned to his poor earthbound state. Hungry or full didn't matter at all. He ate and he ate and he ate. The dove's hope died. He chose his path. His flapping wings fell still. Drenched in scarlet, here they lay, his cheeks pale, white, and chill. Not gonna lie, I do like when poetry fits a meter. Depressing though some of this stuff is. The kite, hot, crazy, and panting mad. Sweet shackles that tease and excite. Death itself would drive him wild. Red blood that turns milky white. I'm pretty sure blood dries brown. Do you have a memo? Where's your memo? There it is. The wren, with pure heart as yet unrefined, makes us laugh with his feeble lip smacking. But still we all know he shall never grow old, and he knows not how much he is lacking. The lark's child lost all his words, and walled himself up away. We saw that one. Cock Robin, who hid the key away, is ash in the oven. Alright, is ash in the oven, alright. The place he held is empty now, and the doors remain shut tight. So this person is over there. So number 4 cannot be part of this solution. What are you? Number 8. Oh, there's your note. Over there. The black rook is the praying sort, who hears the gods in the skies. His whispered petitions go on without end, and glassy and dim are his eyes. Weird, but okay. He seeks out her soul by his own black ambition, frightening her out of her wits, whispering love songs into her ear. What cruel linnet wants, he gets. And it's on the other side. The grass the thrush so loved to eat gave him sweet happiness. He sank ever deeper and finally fell to destruction and fatal distress. And finally, who killed Cock Robin? The sparrow, they said. He wants them all dead. To him, honey sweet is their sobbing. Well, there we go. To do this, we have to read... Actually, let's go take a look at that again. To do this, we have to read this poem over here and work out what cadavers / poems relate to what we have here. So, we begin this one. Burn the one who knows no death, pure, adored by those above, no prayers within, just simple love. So this one is the Song of the Wren. The note contains the word pure, and so does this. The note also mentions he shall never grow old, which could mean he knows no death. So our first number of the code is the Song of the Wren, which is number 9. The second one is the owl, because they both talk about the earth, and the owl is depicted as a hunter who is no longer able to fly, so the second number is the owl, number 2. Now this one is kind of difficult, because the clue is not in this room. It's all over the hospital. This is referring to Stanley, the man whose notes we were finding in the previous stream. And if you recall what the happy birthday caller said, Stanley's new name is number 7. And very specifically, if you stand next to gurney number 7, you can hear somebody sighing and laughing and like happy that Heather is now with him. So number 3 is 7. And this one mentions the bird with blood on his laughing lips, which is the sparrow. And that is the original murderer in the poem Who Killed Cock Robin. So the final number in the code is the Song of the Sparrow, which was number 1. 4 bodies return to ashes, thus the door is opened. Hopefully, I've got my notes right, and I'm going to do this and not look dumb. Amazing. 9271. And with that, we can open the door. I do not know what that unlocks. Has it got any notes on it? Do I have anything on my map? I don't appear to. Oh, maybe that's it. Maybe it's the day room. I gotta say, manipulating buttons and like code dials like that using a cursor controlled by the controller, it's not very smooth. It's not very intuitive. It's fine. It's the best we had at the time. There you go. Now we can... Oh, good job, Andy. Just come into this having not loaded your weapon. I am nothing if I am not consistent about not loading my weapons. Which is weird, because when I... Why do you still have collision? There you go. It's weird, because if you watch me play team shooters, it's very often the case of just shoot, shoot, reload. Every single shot, I will reload. Hi. Don't look away from the monster's camera. Thank you. Please look at these guys. So this was... Dynamic exit, let's go! This was something that worked really, really well in Silent Hill 2. Because the whole point of that game was that it was supposed to feel bizarre and dreamlike. Oh, Wales is now lurking, and I do not blame you. I know you're not a fan of the horrors. Please heal, Heather. Thank you very much. Hey man, I've already cheated enough in this game. I'm just gonna keep doing it. This is fine. Can't run out of ammo if you've got no ammo. It's all unlimited. Are these birthday presents? Well, I guess I shouldn't look a gift horse in the mouth. Besides, if I didn't really need this stuff right now, he wouldn't have given it to me. That weirdo. I mean... You can shush whoever is making those sounds. I don't like you. What else are we looking at? "14 plus 7 plus 17 is 38, but it's not my birthday." Again, that is definitely the thing we need to be focusing on in this current environment. This is fine. So yeah, Silent Hill 2 was designed to have a bizarre, like, dreamlike feel to it, and that's one reason why the camera lazily flails around. Also, hi, I just forgot something. Are you ready? Bam! There we go, because we're in the other world, and now I can see the game a little bit better, even though I'm just getting kicked around. Can I leave? I can't leave. I'm being kicked to the floor. Are we sure I didn't set the monsters on hard mode? Because, gosh, I do not remember having this much difficulty with them. Like, even though I've got the special weapons equipped. Where am I? I am next to a door. Where am I? Hello, the Jaded Mew. You are in a stream hosted by a chirpy English person. They are currently not doing very well at Silent Hill 3. There is a stretcher here. Not just a usual stretcher. This is more like an altar of some sort. Lit candles, a knife, and is that blood I smell? Did they worship that picture? Or something in the picture? I imagine blood is a thing you are smelling quite a lot of right now, Heather. It's all over the place. The title is Lost Memories. One characteristic, mentioned only in rare documents, and dying out in the modern age, is that of the ritual sacrifice. Offering prayers, pierce a man's chest with a copper stake, and drench the altar in the blood, which spouts red from the heart, to praise and to show loyalty unto God. In another sacrificial rite mentioned in the same book, the victim is burned alive. This was a more dignified ceremony, in which prisoners and sinners were not allowed to participate. Only the clergy could be sacrificed. Similar to burning at the stake, no comparable rite can be found in religions practiced nearby. It may have some connection with the main deity being a sun god. Even though this religion extols redemption, it brings to mind a dark and cultish history. Can I pick that up? I feel like that's something I should be able to pick up. What is that? Used blood bag, I guess. Well, we happen to have a blood bag. And if you pour it all over the altar, well, my goodness, that opens the way. And then I don't have to go back outside and deal with those creepy crawlies anymore. So I really like this as just a design in general. The idea that, yeah, no, this pit was always here, you just didn't notice it until you did the rite. And it's only now that you have done the rite that you can actually see it. Why is my controller vibrating? I don't know. Maybe we're just scared. Anyway, down we go. I wonder what we'll find down here. I'm lying, I know exactly what is down here, and it's something particularly interesting in terms of Silent Hill lore. Like, the wider Silent Hill lore, not just this game.
Heather?
Yeah? Leonard, where are you?
Thank you. Now I can finally leave here. Now Claudia's It's true that God is merciful, but first, one must be chosen. Only we, who hearken to the voice of God,
Is Harkin
will
spelt
be
correctly
given
there?
the keys to paradise. Don't you think so, Mother?
Yeah, sure. Go ahead and think whatever you want.
Criddle, that's absolutely
What do you
fine.
mean
You
by
you
that?
duck in and out when you can.
I mean that I don't
I'll
think the
I'll
way
be
you
here.
guys do. I don't want any part of that kind of paradise.
You're an unbeliever. You deceived me.
I didn't deceive you. We were both just wrong about each other. I thought you were a normal person.
So you tried to trick me so you can run off with my seal, eh? Heretic! You plan to destroy God!
I told you I wasn't trying to trick anyone. What is this seal thing anyway?
Don't play innocent. You can't fool me anymore. The seal is mine! I was appointed by God to be its guardian! The only thing you'll get from me is a gruesome death.
We didn't even know why we came here, incidentally. We were just told to find Leonard. And there he is, I guess.
Death to all who turn their backs on God!
Is every person here a mental case? Well, I guess you're not a person anyway.
So, this is kind of interesting because Leonard appears to be cognizant despite being a giant monster. And this plays into something that we will potentially find later on in the game. I'm going to just drop that audio a little bit because that's loud even for me. There we go. Hopefully we can hear things a little better now. Also, fun fact, in the HD remake, this water doesn't exist. Heather and Leonard just walk around with like a texture at thigh height, and it doesn't hinder them in any way. It's not a very good port, you guys. And initially this, well, Leonard was the only monster who was... Where are you? Why are you doing that? You're behind me. Was the only monster to be, like, as I say, cognizant as a monster versus just being monstrous. The only other exception really being the final boss of Silent Hill 2, potentially. But this has since changed, and there are several monsters now in Silent Hill, like the wider canon, who are aware that this is going on, and they know what everything is. Or at least it is hinted that that is the case. My bet for the Silent Hill news on Wednesday is that it's a pachinko machine, only instead of balls, it uses NFTs. We'll have less of that. So the main problem with the HD remakes is that, well, there's a couple of problems. With Silent Hill 2, they lost the Gold Masters, so the content on the disc is a mostly finished beta version of the game. It's just not right. There's a lot of really, really basic bugs. Just off the top of my head, I know that one of the characters' eyes keep getting replaced with their teeth. There's supposed to be
Back to the motel now.
a bit where you hear like a siren off in the distance. but actually the game replaces it with soft footsteps. And then with Silent Hill 3, I believe they don't have the rights to these voices anymore, so they just dubbed over it. I am more dead than I thought that I was. There you go. But yeah, by the way that they dubbed over the voices was to have the new VAs just talk over the audio from this game. So if you listen carefully, that's the wrong button. There you go. If you listen carefully, you can still hear this version of Heather talking in the background, and that version of Douglas talking in the background. It is a hot mess, is what that port is. And it would actually be interesting to take a look at in the context of, like, I'm considering doing them. Like, here I play Silent Hill 2 at some point, and then now we do the HD version so I can point and yell at textures some more. Why does it look like this? It shouldn't look like this. Is bad.
Why did you send her to my father?
Was that wrong?
It's your fault that he...
Oh, but surely it's a good thing. It means he was one of God's beloved, no?
Those who mock God will never receive salvation. You'll go to hell, Vincent. You'll never feel the joy of God's everlasting paradise.
And you think God is going to save you? Ha!
What do you know anyway?
I know about the pleasures of this world. And I want to find my happiness while I'm still here. You hated your father, didn't you? I saw the way he hit you, kicked you, and made you cry. The memory of his cruelty is forever burned into my mind.
Yes, and that's why we need God.
What you call faith is nothing more than a child crying out for love.
It's a little heavy-handed there, game.
You're all alone.
A little heavy-handed.
You don't understand. None of you do.
Have I ever considered that the game is just bad? I have, because the HD ports aren't great. But like specifically, that's some of the reasons why they are built on incomplete versions of the game, and that game, please. There we go. They're built on incomplete builds, and they were hastily redubbed in a very bizarre way, and I mean, some of it is just mechanically bad, and I don't fully understand why. So, for example, if you use the machine gun in the HD remake of Silent Hill 3, you just get a terrible grinding sound, as opposed to this one, where it sounds like a machine gun. I mean, part of it is hardware issues. The PS2 is really, really good at moving translucent JPEGs around directly in front of the camera. And that's what a lot of the fog effects are in Silent Hill 2 and 3. Excuse me, just going to ignore you wherever you are. And the bleeding wall technology was specifically coded to work really, really well on the PS2. And that's why nothing else looks as good as the bleeding wall technology on the PS2. I think I mentioned it last time with the possible exception of this van, by the way. This van keeps appearing in Silent Hill, and I think they just made the model and they're really proud of it, because this is where you get a secret weapon in Silent Hill 2, but it's on like the other side of the map. Anyway, no, the only possible comparison for the good-looking bleeding wall tech is when you transition to the other world in Homecoming, which points in its favor, recreates the movie effect really, really well. I'm pretty sure this is about where the exit is. Do you know what? I could believe that all this smoke came from Cheech Chong. I'm not dealing with you! Yeah, dynamic escape. There is actually a benefit to running away from some of these monsters. And it will affect the ending. And it's a good thing, because I was kind of worried. I was thinking about this today, actually. I was worried that I was on track to get the bad ending to this game. And I may still be, but we'll find out. Which one's 106? Did they shine a light on it? They should have done. .104. So I would argue that would be you. Didn't even need to navigate the map on that one.
Where's Douglas?
He went out. But he left a message for you.
Was there someone else here just now?
No, just me. Don't you want to know what the message is?
Yeah.
I really like this grimy theme tune.
The church
pretty great.
is on the other side of the lake.
Church.
Actually, in canon, the church is in the middle of the lake.
You don't understand?
You can kind of see it in Silent Hill 2.
That's where Claudia is.
It's where you find one of the endings.
Across the lake. On the north side. If you're going, you better go through the amusement park. It's probably the only way in now.
How does he know this?
Nathan Avenue. It's a bit far. But closer than heaven.
Is that it for the message?
Uh-huh.
Thanks.
Did Douglas speak in cryptic riddles as well? Because it's...
Douglas really said that?
Hey, there you go. Thank you, Heather.
What's wrong? You don't trust me?
Vincent, I trust you as far as I could comfortably spit a rat. And of course we gotta walk there. Okay. This is actually something that lets me talk about a mystery in Silent Hill 2 that I don't know what it is. Like, I actually don't know what it is. Yeah, this way. So, in Silent Hill 2, as you go down Nathan Avenue, as you get towards the Historical Society, and if you go past the Historical Society... Are those dogs gonna leave me alone? I hope so. Then you will find... No, they're not. You will find mannequins, essentially thrown over the railing and land on the floor in front of you. And then they get up and attack. And one of my friends, he likes to joke that they're doing sick Tony Hawk combos but they just wipe out, and that's why they land in front of you like that. And with most things in that game, I'm able to go, oh yes, this is symbolic of such and such. Can't do that with those. I actually do not know why the monsters are just thrown at you over the railing. It's just something weird that happens. Man, Crash Mode from Skate is... It shouldn't be funny, and it shouldn't be fun, but it is. Especially if you're able to play the unpatched, super buggy versions of Skate. And fair play to the devs, there is a new Skate game coming out. And the adverts so far have been all the beta footage, where it's untextured models T-posing and just clipping through the floor. And all the stuff that you'll see in the final game, just in an alpha and beta form. Oh hey, it's that sound again. That doesn't signify good things at all.
Oh, hell.
So, people who caught the first stream might find this bit somewhat familiar, because this is where you start the game in the prologue. Heather just is in the amusement park for no reason. It turns out it was all a dream. She wakes up in Happy Burger, and we begin the game. And now we are back here. But like for real this time. Or is it? Is anything in this game real? Who knows? Such is life in Silent Hill. At the very least, we're more heavily armed this time. We don't just have, like, the craft knife. So we can take down some of these guys without having to worry about them necessarily. There is another one somewhere. Where is he? There you are. Now, is it here? Yes, it is. The one with a light on it. What do I keep telling you, chat? If you want the players to look at something, shine a light on it. There's a rabbit stuffed animal here. Cool. I may have just jumped. I knew that was coming, and I jumped anyway. What are you? Are you anything? No, you're not. That's not what I wanted to do. Please leave. I wanted... The sweets seem to have fallen from the shelf and gotten crushed. This wasn't part of my dream. I want that thing. Do you see that thing? There's like a key there. There we go. I got a roller coaster key. I didn't yelp, largely because I wasn't talking. Don't want to save. I don't need to save. I'll be fine. Famous last words. I find that I yelp a lot when, like, if I'm talking and I get scared, I tend to just go, ah! And it's really super manly. Like, you don't even know. It's fine. I'm pretty sure this follows the exact path that Heather's dream did. So if you are careful and sensible... Yep, there it is. You can just find the stairs and go up them. And you can also generally ignore the monsters. Man, it's almost like you need to prioritize survival in something called survival horror. Wild. Anyway. Heather mentioned that this was not part of her dream. So... here we go. This looks like a roller coaster control panel. It's been left on. Off. So now, when Heather follows her dream, and we step onto the track, we'll be safe from the roller coaster coming to get us. And this is something that the game was hinting at as well when Heather asked Vincent, was someone else in the room? She kinda has powers of premonition slash latent psychic abilities, it is hinted at. She guessed that somebody was in the room, essentially because she saw the cutscene along with us. By the way, turning off the roller coaster didn't help. It still activates, and it still comes to get you. The difference being that A, we know it's coming, and B, we had time to turn it off and get a head start, so we have time to take in our surroundings, and we can jump off the edge of the track. Literally do not ever do that. It is not safe. But in doing so, we survive.
I hired you to find the girl, and you performed serviceably. What is it now?
You lied to me about Heather, lady. I don't like being used.
Lie? What lie?
That Heather was kidnapped from you.
But it's true. She was originally one of us. That man, Harry Mason, stole her away and kept her hidden from us.
Yeah, but she says she was happy.
She was brainwashed by him, deceived, because her true self had not yet awoken. She carries God within her.
In fairness,
But when
being
Elsa,
happy with your captor is a thing that happens, and that doesn't make it right.
Yeah? What's gonna happen?
she will usher in the eternal paradise.
What kind of place is that?
A place with no pain, no hunger, no sickness, no old age. There will be no greed or war, and all will live by God's grace alone.
No this, no that, no nothing. A paradise? For castrated sheep, maybe. Sounds pretty boring.
I pity you. You still don't understand. You're going to kill me? Is it really so easy for you?
I've done it before.
Then I truly do pity you.
I appreciate that the music was just long enough for the cutscene. I love it when games do that, and it bothers me when they have to loop. If you know how long the cutscene's gonna be, just make the music that long. Just a thought. Also, I like how you can tell this was mocapped and the specific era that it was mocapped. I thought that was the singing from that tune continuing onwards. You could tell what era it was mocapped because the characters aren't actually touching anything when they move. They're just kind of hovering a bit. Not as bad as it has been with certain games in the past, but it is still there. Now, this save point, I am going to use. Because there's some garbage coming up. I know I'd like to rely on that word an awful lot, garbage, but that's what this is.
Welcome to the Borley Haunted Mansion.
What a mansion!
So glad you came. Please come inside and look around when you feel.
Sorry, voice. I don't care.
Help! Do you hear those voices? A family of 4 was sliced into bloody pieces in this room. Ah, the cries of the children. The murderer was caught. Do you know why he said he killed his family? Because I felt I had to. Anyway, I'm lying. It's all just a joke. I wanted to scare you, that's all. The truth is, only one person died. By suicide.
It's a pretty good haunted house you got there. I'm mostly just thinking of the one at Alton Towers, which has got like an ever so slightly off kilter floor, so you feel uneasy and you don't necessarily know why. Hey guy. Hey guy.
That's Danny. A quiet young man, but quite friendly as you can see. He was so eager to meet you. His hometown is New Orleans, but he came here after first losing his way. Oh, maybe you might know. Where is the path to heaven?
Bit of trivia for you. This character right here is the person who modeled it. The guy just made himself, including the outfit he was wearing at the time, and put himself in the game. And that's Danny. Right. This
Mansion
oh
is
no, it's not
quite
this bit.
old, so please watch your step. Sometimes the floor suddenly gives way, and beneath the floor, there's nothing.
I'm trying to remember what the button command is, but I can't.
I'm so sorry. This place is just falling apart. The mechanism is broken, you see. It wasn't supposed to stop there, I assure you.
So, did you know that this game has a duck button? And literally the only place you use the duck button is on this screen. On hard and extreme difficulties. Because if you don't duck when that comes down, it just smashes
I
you.
hope you enjoyed
And
your tour.
you just die.
Please come back anytime.
Anyway, this is the bit that I am a little bit worried about.
Supposed to be
Because
but it seems that no
it's...
one
No,
wants
no!
to leave.
Game, please!
Everyone really likes you.
So you see that red light? That'll kill you. Just straight up.
I have
You
to
die.
agree with them. Don't be afraid. Dying
Like that.
easier.
And see? There's the door that I was supposed to go to. This is why I saved before coming in. Because goodness, the Haunted Mansion will just... It'll just kill you. Outright. they brought back that section in Silent Hill Homecoming. Nope, not Homecoming. In Downpour. That one. You have to run away from a giant red void. Criddle has redeemed a compliment.
Welcome to the
Oh gosh, I thought of a really good one when I was at work today. What was it?
So glad you came.
It is
Help!
that.
Help! Do you hear those voices? A family of
Nope, it's gone. In fairness, I did get to work at like 10 to 6 this morning, so there's that. Your compliment is, I very much appreciate that you are always here and very supportive in all the things that I do when you are able to.
this mansion is
Even though you've received some not good news and you're working through some stuff,
sorry. This place is
you're still here like,
hard.
hey,
The
I do love you, CPC Gamer.
See, it wasn't supposed to stop there. I assure you. There's the exit.
There is the exit. Alright,
That was supposed to be the exit.
let's run.
But it seems that no one wants you to leave. Everyone really likes you. They want you to stay with them forever.
So if you actually look at it, the
Afraid. Dying.
there we go. Don't relax just yet. You still got to do it. If you actually like hack the camera and take a look at that, what's chasing us is a light source. Just a red light source that's just following us around. And that's something they do a little bit better in... Where are you? It's something they do a little bit better in Downpour when there actually is something chasing you. It's not entirely clear what it is or what it is supposed to represent. It's just a big red glowy sphere. But it is chasing you. And it is in reference to that, which is arguably the lowest point of this game. Go figure. Look at that, we took damage. I want to take damage. We're running low on health. That's not good. Well, healing items. I like how I caught that thing in the air. That was pretty cool. Excuse me, please. Right. So, the next thing that we need to do... I'm vaguely aware of what the next thing that I need to do is. I just don't recall the steps for how we do it. Take down you guys is what we do. And then run away from that one because it's right there. To be honest, I'm still hung up on the very idea that a game studio would look at the Haunted Mansion part of this game and go, that bit with the red light, that's the bit we need to copy. Not like the cool mirror room or the premonitions or impossibly hard Shakespearean logic puzzles. No, we've got to copy the red light. It's a flyer for a musical. There's nothing interesting about it. Oh, I hate that I keep buttoning through text in this game. I'm very sorry that I keep doing that, you guys. But if I remember rightly, there's something here. For some reason, this is a really unsettling visual that has always stuck with me. Just a red shoe in a spotlight in front of an empty auditorium. That is some serial killer nonsense right there. Did it again. I'm very sorry. I keep it in the same sort of... The shoe on the stage. I keep it in the same sort of category as an untuned TV playing static. Where it's just vaguely sinister and I can't necessarily explain why. Okay. I need to find 2 more puzzle items. And I know how they are used. I just don't fully recall where they are. Get out of here, you big shopping bag monster. There you go. Why are you looking at that? Is it still alive? No, it's not. Good. This stage always felt to me a little, I don't know, lackluster, video gamey. There are areas where you'll see like the edge of the map because it is the edge of the map. And that just, for whatever reason, it didn't stick right with me. This is where I believe we use one of the items. This column here, wouldn't that work? Heather, are you solving a puzzle we haven't found yet? I think she is. Criddle, don't worry too much about that compliment. That was a good one, I think. Not my best, but also, like 4 o'clock in the morning, I would just sit bolt upright in bed and go, aha! And remember what it was, and just yell it at you, devoid of context. Hopefully this will make you smile. That's where we came from, right? This is the Haunted Mansion. I like that monster didn't seem to notice that it had just grown, like, several small metal appendages. Like, pretty sure they were always there. Better wander off. Did Dave just die? Nah, Dave's always been lying down like that. Lazy Dave, that's what we call him. You're still alive and regenerating health, aren't you? There you go. We try this again. Stay down. Is that the edge of a map? That is the edge of a map. Even with the brightness boosted all the way up, it's very hard to see what I'm doing. That's the Haunted Mansion. Okay. that way, and that's this way. Click, hello. Oh, that's just dead body right there. Oh, looking at that. Please do come in, have a seat. How are you? Hope everything's going well. Can I read that? No, I can't really read that. You join us fairly near the end of Silent Hill 3. There's this area, and then one more area after that. But depending on how quickly we get through those, depends on how quickly I can, like, locate stuff without a map. And, like, I can't navigate with a map, so we're just sunk at this point. Oh, that's right, that's where we need to go. And I know how, just not where the item is that will allow me to do this. Wait, yes I do. Isn't it also in the area with the stage? I think it is. Empirical Woodland, you might be thinking of Lil Frankie, who notably spent a prolonged period of time navigating an area and drawing a map when the solution was turn right. Yeah, there it is. We gotta length the chain. Which, actually... that looks more like a bike chain than a... what are you looking at? It looks more like a bike chain. Like, that goes around the spokes rather than a length of chain, but I know what it's supposed to be. Now, I'm gonna navigate my way back to the merry-go-round, which is this way. No, it's not the merry-go-round. It's very specifically not the merry-go-round because of reasons. And if people have been paying attention to the links between this game and Silent Hill 1, you'll probably be able to work out what that connection is. Right, so what we need to do. We hook one end of the chain to this gate. And then we hook the other end of the chain to this control pillar over here. And then, if I can find where the button is, we have to go into, like, this control booth over here and turn it on. Oh, there you go. It's opened up now that we've done that. Oh, we can get some bullets. Cool. That is one of my favorite puzzles in most things. Because I feel like that would actually make sense. Like, rather than melting a doll with a lighter and then combining it with a horseshoe to make a door handle, you just wrench the door off its hinges.
Can't move my right leg. It's broken.
I'll call an ambulance.
What? I don't think one will come. Don't worry. I'm used to it.
You old fool! Getting yourself hurt like that?
Sorry.
Why did you have to do that for me? What'll I do if you die?
What'll we do if this god thing gets born?
Come on. How powerful could a god from a dump like this be? I'm sure it'll be no big deal.
Yeah, but anyway, something's gonna happen.
Who knows? Maybe we'd all be better off if it did.
But if this is how a god of mercy acts, I don't want to see any more of him. That's a pretty good reason to risk my life, don't you think? Plus, I'm just an old fool, right?
You think you're Superman or something?
You know, I always wanted to be him. Besides,
Yeah.
I want to help you out.
You don't have to feel responsible. I know it's not your fault.
You remind me of my son.
You said nobody was going to cry for you.
Dead people don't cry. Stupid kid got himself shot robbing a bank.
But why?
Maybe because his pop was a penniless good-for-nothing. Who knows? Anyway, now I guess I'll never find out. Sorry. I shouldn't have said you reminded me of a guy like you.
Well, maybe if you had compared me to your daughter. Listen, I'll take care of the rest. You stay here and I'll be back when it's over.
You'll be okay by yourself.
Hey, no problem. Besides, my dad's not around anymore, so only I can do this. What are you doing?
Maybe killing you here is the only way to end this nightmare.
Yeah, you might be right.
Click, that's a pretty well-timed use of that emote. I really like it. Thank you very much. Thank you everyone for bearing with me while I sit here quietly just listening to that play out. Thank you for just immediately cutting that tension as I go through the door, game. That's fine. Is this where I need to go? I don't know. We'll find out. Ooh, yes it is. Is that something? Oh yeah, it's a crystal ball beneath the save point. Okay. Okay. Cool. Anyways, here is a note. Client, Claudia Wolf. Request, searching for then infant Alessa Gillespie, kidnapped by man named Harry Mason. No word from police. Kidnap location unknown. Old Silent Hill news article. Alessa Gillespie, 7, dead in fire. Links to current case, to be investigated. Priority, low. Using alias Heather. Neighbors do not know real name. What is she hiding? That's a notebook about us. What do you know? path where we continue onwards? Oh, it is! Game, that's... It's a Cinderella doll. Well, what do we have for Cinderella? We have her shoe. It's a Snow White doll. You don't use that here, do you? Oh, you do? For some reason, I thought you had to go find an apple. But, like, did we just use an item in the room next to the room we got it from? It's a little cheap there, game. What weird photographs. I don't actually remember those. Although I do remember what's coming next. And it is, as I mentioned, something that might seem a little familiar to people who have played or were here for when we did Silent Hill 1. Well, less of that. I thought I saw it. I didn't see it yet. Pyramid Head Daddy might be in this game. No, he's not. So, canonically, he is only ever in Silent Hill 2. Because of what's there it is. Because of what he represents, like, as a monster and a nemesis. He shows up in Homecoming. But he has slightly different lore in that game. A lot of people get kind of upset by that. It works if you take the game in the spirit in which it is intended, i.e. it's a movie of the game, not really a game of the movie, excuse me, not part of the wider Silent Hill series. Anyways, this is what we're looking for. Look at this, it's a save point from the first game. Dahlia's the one who said it. Said the girl was a demon. That she took my daughter for a sacrifice. But it's not totally believable. I mean, appearances can be deceiving. When I saw that photo in the hospital basement, I thought, that girl looks like Cheryl. Is that why I feel this way? Something's not normal anyway. Nothing good will come of this. But I just can't think of her as a demon. Is it my imagination, or do I actually feel sorry for her? Why do I feel like she's looking for someone to help? Cheryl's what's important to me. Everything else can wait until I've gotten her back. There's a date and signature at the end. It's dated some 17 years earlier and signed by Harry. Dad? So canonically, this is, I believe, one of 2 saves that Harry made in Silent Hill, the first one. And we just found it. And that's pretty cool. Which also means that he was right all along. He leaves these notes in case somebody in the future might need them. It just happens that it was us, years later. So, Empirical Woodland, what you're describing there is Pyramid Head from Silent Hill 2. And that one guy from The Evil Within. And I believe... I don't think it's a pentagon. I think it's actually a dodecahedron. But there's a character in Silent Hill Origins who is totally not Pyramid Head. What are you talking about? This guy is different and not that. It is one of the most raw and naked, we just want to do Pyramid Head again enemy designs you have ever seen. I think he's just called the Butcher as well. He's not even a cool enemy design. You are correct. But also, video games do that. Right, I believe there's a note around here somewhere. I can't find it. Anyway, basically we have 13 rotations of this merry-go-round. And if we haven't killed all of the merry-go-round horses by the time it stops, then we die. Just directly. You can indeed buy a compliment for somebody who is not present but listening. Do I know who this person is? I mean, if they're one of your friends, they're pretty awesome. I can say that much. But if it's somebody I know, that's even better, because then I can actually compliment them. Please just don't mind this bizarre and morbid backdrop. Did I miss one? That one is for Carly. Dead easy. Carly is incredibly talented, and I very much admire that. Like, I've seen her do churchy stuff, I've seen her do marching band stuff, and instrument stuff. Have I missed one? And she's always amazing at all of them. I am very much impressed by that. Okay, there we go. Oh, that's right, because here comes Phase 2. Phase 2 is, I believe, a character who also shows up in Dead by Daylight. It is Pyramid Head! I'm lying. It's not actually Pyramid Head. Yes, so, click. Silent Hill, the first one, had a pivotal boss scene where you have to fight this boss on a merry-go-round. And because this game has parallels with Silent Hill 1, that's what it's doing here. Here is a very pivotal boss on a merry-go-round. Good. I'm glad that I'm making her blush. She should. She's awesome. So this boss is called the Memory of Alessa. And it shows up in the movie as well. It shows up in Silent Hill Revelations. But in that movie, she's got a gun! Alessa what? I get it. No, Alessa, like that is her name. Although Alessa Demon also works in context. But yeah, in the movie she is called Dark Alessa, and she's just like a goth version of the regular one. And it looks kind of goofy. That whole movie is kind of goofy. There's a mad, like, Pyramid Head sword fight. It's stupid. Also, there are animations for this enemy riding on and dismounting the horses. Which is very similar to something that Sybil could do in Silent Hill 1. I just never got to show that off. Because I just ran straight at her and tried to solve the puzzle. And then audibly panicked when I couldn't. I did not know that Robbie Rabbit was in Dead by Daylight. Why is Robbie Rabbit in Dead by Daylight? He's not a killer. He's just a goofy mascot who happens to be in the wrong place at the wrong time. I mean, he's there because he's arguably the face of the series now. It would be better for myself to die. After all, it's nothing to be afraid of. That child, that demon, when I think of the endless pain it will bring when it is birthed, I decided that instead of the cruelty and suffering I endured in that sick room, that I would like to bestow a more gentle and peaceful death on myself. Why do I resist? I never thought of myself as such a fool. Alessa. I guess it's kind of strange for me to call you that since you are me. But you know what? You and I don't think alike after all. And it's not that I don't remember that sick room either. I think she means a sick room. Like, the room that you go to when you are sick. That's where we met Lisa. And she was all creepy and weird. Oh, Robbie is a costume. Okay, that is better, I guess? Because don't they also have various Silent Hill protagonists as character costumes for Heather? If I remember rightly? Stained by the evils of this world, we hold our sorrows within us. Only you can heal us these wounds. Each morning, afternoon, evening, and night, we call out your name and pray for the day of the miraculous descent. I give to you unreservedly my body and my eternal soul. Whatever darkness may befall me, I will endure with you beside me. When you find, like, Holy Writ on the wall in blood, you know it's sort of stepping up and it's serious. As proof of your miraculous power, guide our obedient and willing souls to the road of paradise, O Lord. It's pronounced Lloyd. We will not give in to the power of temptation as long as we have you in our hearts. I'm just going to leave that joke out there and people are just dumbfounded that that's the joke that I reference. O Lord, save us with your compassion. O Lord, shower us with your blessings. O Lord, favor us with your abundance. Can't go that way. This door is the gate which leads to the road to paradise. Embrace the bosom of the Holy Mother. Admit your sins and be forgiven. Eternal tranquility can be yours. So, also very similar to Silent Hill 1. Silent Hill 3's final area, which is what this is kind of a mishmash of areas that we have seen before and some that we haven't. Which is sort of the spin that they put on the game, the area in this version.
How did you get here? It was Vincent, wasn't it? He led you here. When will he cease his meddling? But it's just as well. Luring you here also serves my purposes.
Checkmate.
Not yet.
We're not doing chess analogies.
The time when all will be forgiven their sins, when the paradise we have long dreamed for will arrive. After the judgment and atonement, an eternity of bliss. Oh, Alessa, the world you wanted is nearly here.
That's not what I want.
Not you. Alessa, your true self.
But I am Alessa. My little Claudia, my dear sweet sister.
Alessa, is it you? Oh, how I've missed you.
I don't need another world. It's fine the way it is.
itself. The world must first be cleansed with fire.
But that's not what I want now.
Alessa, don't you want happiness? Have you become blind to all the hopeless suffering in the world? We all need God's salvation.
Listen, suffering is a fact of life. Either you learn how to deal with that or you go under. You can stay in your own little dream world, but you can't keep hurting other people.
Throughout this scene, my controller's been pulsing like a heartbeat,
Besides, I'll never
and it's getting stronger and stronger,
hurting my father.
and now it's going kind of ballistic.
For the salvation of mankind. But for that to happen, the world must first be remade. And for that, we need God.
You self-righteous witch! No one asked you to help!
What is growing within you? You despise me, don't you?
You're damn right I do!
That's good.
I am reminded of a quote from a movie, which a lot of people in a lot of games seem to fail at recognizing. An Eye of Night tarot card. Nice. And that line is, when you have to shoot, shoot. Don't talk. A lot of problems in this game would be solved if just... What's that? 2 people now have had guns trained on Claudia and just let her do her villainous monologue and leave. I'm just saying. We could solve this problem. You have chosen not to do that. Okay, this is one of the coolest things. So, this right here will fill itself out as we explore the map. And it makes sense canonically because it is a map that Heather / Alessa drew when she was exploring the chapel as a child. But specifically, this is an actual drawing. Like the bunny and all that was drawn by one of the game designer's children. She was asked to draw France, and this is what she drew. And like, okay, cool, that's the map of Silent Hill now. And then they added this crayon blueprint map later. I think that is super cool. I hear that. Yeah, the other world, Silent Hill, is just kind of over there, through that door. So let's not. Oh, it's locked. I think that's just going to be like, get a key to go through it. Because I don't remember any puzzles other than the last one. Hi! Not dealing with you, thank you very much. I am very nearly dead. Concerned CPC gamer sounds. Nope, nope, nope. Don't look at that. Look at that! I'm so glad I healed up. To Empirical Woodland's point, I am generally always in favor of doing like multiplayer stuff with my friends. The other day, Reich just happened to be playing Overwatch 2. And Zarkrai was there as well, I believe. And there's a second guy there. I am not dealing with you guys anymore. I'm also going to go back to the good weapon. Overwatch 2 is free. You can pay for like content if you want to like buy in-game currency, but you can just have the game. And that's one of the reasons Reich got back into it, because you just pick it up and see how it's going. And yeah, I happened to just randomly jump into a game, and we weren't super great, but we had a lot of fun just being buds playing the game. Represents the deity known as the Halo of the Sun. In heraldry, symbolizes a religious group. The 2 outer circles are charity and resurrection. The 3 inner circles are past, present, and future. Usually drawn in red, occasionally drawn in black or other colors, but blue reverses the meaning into a curse on God and is therefore forbidden. Except for that one cut asset in Silent Hill 4. We don't talk about Silent Hill 4. And yeah, Jaded Me makes a good point. Well, you don't get all the characters if you just download it. You have to unlock them. Hi! You are right here by the door. I didn't mean to just go through that door. They're gonna get back up now, aren't they? Yes, he is. Dear viewers and chat members, you may think Empirical Woodland is lying when he says he has a 100% win rate on Fortnite. He's telling the truth. He's just that good. Statistics literally never lie. And that's... Hi? There's a picture here of an angel flying into the heavens. Nothing special. Or is there? Check it out! There's footsteps walking into that painting. I get the feeling there's something behind the picture. Hey, the Empirical Woodland, you've ruined it. You have ruined it. You could have been just John Cool Guy over there. But now you've got to explain yourself. Anyway, I just did that to like open the door and put it on the map. I'm going to keep exploring this way. I don't know where essentially anything is in this map. The only thing I know is that there's one room that exists only to have enemies in it and help you get the bad ending. Saint Alessa, Mother of God, Daughter of God. That's this picture. That's me. I'm holding the baby, and I'm the baby being held. The me that wanted death and disappeared with God 17 years ago, and the me here and now that sought life. What are you looking at? Oh, that's what you're looking at. I'm pretty sure this circle means reincarnation. That's what it said on that paper back there. So death isn't the end. Pretty good deal, you ask me. Thanks to reincarnation, I died as Alessa, but I'm still living as myself. But you know, just the thought of it is starting to turn my stomach. But also, it's a save point. Like, essentially any drawn version of this becomes a save point. It's pretty great. I want to say there's something in here. Who are you? Saint Nicholas. Not that one. Miraculous Hands, a doctor of God. Maybe it's not in this room. Well, there you go. So we found a tarot card, the Eye of Night, and we have to find 4 more in this little maze. And as I say, kind of forget where they are. But I don't believe there's anything more in the way of cutscenes until we get to the end. So now it's just a case of go find it. By the way, remember when I said that the missionary would become a boss? No, is a boss that would become an enemy. Well, here it is. They just started showing up in this area. So I don't have Dead by Daylight. It's not really something I intended to get into, but I will always... Oh, I'm lying. There is one more cutscene, and it's in this room, I believe. I will always be up for, like, showing up for watching people play Dead by Daylight, especially if it's the squad getting together to do that. Silent Hill's Ancient Gods, a study of their etymology and evolution. What a mouthful! There is no religion that has remained unchanged from the moment it was founded. This one is no exception. When this religion fell into the hands of immigrants, it was deeply influenced by their own original Christian beliefs. For example, the traditional representatives of these primal gods may be given names and descriptions of Christian angels. Thus, shared characteristics began to appear. There is one rare example of the chief deity, creator of paradise, or Lord of serpents and reeds, being dubbed with a demon's name. Of course, this was not done by believers, but by their opponents. This, I believe, happened with Christianity as well. I want to say that's why Beelzebub got his name. Kids love worshipping Beelzebubs.
Hiya, Heather.
You show up everywhere, don't you?
You make me sound like some kind of unwanted pest.
Well, who are you anyway?
Haven't you realized that yet?
Yeah, you're on Claudia's side.
I told you not to put me in the same category as that mad woman.
Well, you're pretty loony yourself.
It's true. We believe in the same God. But I'm quite sane.
Not for nothing, but that's what a zealot would say.
Why did you help me out then? Was that also part of trying to resurrect God?
It's not uncommon for people to worship the same God and still disagree.
God? Are you sure you don't mean devil?
Whichever you like. The point is that now I really am on your side.
Now?
I
Meaning
think
he wasn't?
God to be born wouldn't be convenient. Much too unpredictable.
So you've been using me to stop Claudia, is that it? Do your own dirty work.
My dirty work? I think we both had our own interests in mind. You hate her too, don't you? You're the only one who can get it done. I don't have powers like you two. Besides, I always hated getting all hot, sweaty.
We're the only one with a cool, unlimited submachine gun.
Oh, really?
I'm just looking out for myself. Everyone does it. Don't stand there looking so smug. You're the worst person in this room. You come here and enjoy spilling their blood. And listening to them cry out. You feel excited when you step on them and snuff out their lives.
Are you talking about the monsters?
Monsters? They look like monsters to you? Don't worry. It's just a joke. By the way, I forgot to ask you. Did you get the seal of Metatron?
What's that?
You don't have it? Leonard was carrying it.
You mean this thing?
Yes, that's it. As long as we have that, we're fine. Here, take this.
The Seal of Metatron is something that we had in Silent Hill 1, you'll recall. Because Dahlia mispronounced it as Metrotron. And I didn't call it out at the time. Speaking of books, let's just rifle through my wardrobe right here. Okay, we still have our Shakespeare book. Good. Very important that we still have our Shakespeare book. I don't want to use that. I'm not going to use that. I'm going to find a healing item around here somewhere. There's also, I believe it's in this room, a note. Is it you? It is not you. Oh well. Tarot is based on the 22 Hebrew consonants and is said to represent the entire world. Each card, numbered 0 through 21, has a particular meaning. By reading these cards, fortune tellers, all one word for some reason, predict the future. For example, the first card, the Magician, signifies creation, wisdom, beginnings, or destruction and fraud. The second card, the High Priestess, denotes intuition, harmony, faith, or dogmatism and arrogance. According to some texts, the Gardener deck had more than 22 cards. The Gardener deck does not exist today. It is mentioned only in the literature. It is said that these extra cards were based on lost Hebrew vowels and denoted otherworldly, transcendental existence, i.e., God. Oh, maybe it's not in here because I've already unlocked it. There's a note in one of these rooms which gives you an extra puzzle, and you have to work out... I forget specifically how it goes because it's been so long. Basically, you have to work out 4 numbers based on the books on the shelves and the shelves that those books are on. And you enter that into the costume unlocker on the title screen. And that's how you get this costume, actually. The Royal Flush. Which is actually Hanafuda cards, not a Royal Flush. But we cannot be blamed for not knowing about this Japanese card game in a country that essentially doesn't ever play it. So Vincent made a very good point in one of his lines, and it has led to rampant fan speculation for basically as long as this game has existed, and that is the line, "They look like monsters to you." Because it is established in... Is it you? No. It is established in Silent Hill 2 that not everybody sees the same thing when they are in Silent Hill. Sometimes you see monsters, sometimes you don't. Just grab that tarot card, that's fine. The monsters that you see are not always the same from person to person. Generally, they play on your negative emotions, either guilt or fear, depends on which game you're playing and who's writing it. Is this the room? Might be. No. We are back here in our house. Fancy that. And someone appears to have taken Harry's body away, which is unsettling. This writing. Is this Dad's diary? Why would it be here? I sometimes have the sense, even now, that that girl is a reincarnation of Alessa. I don't worry about it much now. That's all forgiven. You are unloved, Cheryl. Or was that Alessa? Now Cheryl is Alessa again. No matter whose reincarnation she may have been, that girl was my most beloved treasure. But that name was a mistake. At the time, I thought of her only as a replacement for my lost Cheryl. When she knows the truth, will she feel bad? That's what worries me. So this is sort of tying into the good... I think the good ending is canon, not good plus. It's canon that Sybil just vanished. But... Hi! How's it going? Get out of here! He's spawning in, taking shots at me. But yeah, Vincent suggesting that these guys are actual people has a degree of... It has the potential to be true. We'll go with that. Because, again, going back to Silent Hill 2 where they established this, if you go back to the little nook where you find the first enemy, later on in the game, it's cordoned off with police tape, and you can't actually go in there. Suggesting that, James actually killed somebody. Maybe he shouldn't have done that. I don't think the game is ever explicitly clear. Let's try that other door before I go on. I don't think the game is ever explicitly clear what is or is not going on. I think it changes based on the ending you get. Oh, that's right. Aren't these just the same doors? Yes, they are. So let's go. Oh, hi. Let's ignore you. Well, I think it is implied but never explicitly stated. I'm going to have to use one of these guys. I don't want to. But there you go. For example, James asks Laura, a little girl, what is she doing in Silent Hill and how is she safe? And she doesn't seem to be aware that there are monsters kicking around. James asks Eddie if he has seen that red pyramid monster, and Eddie has no idea what he's talking about, despite Pyramid Head being like 2 rooms over, I believe? Oh, hi. This is a very important clue. Very similar to the last one, in fact. I think it's kind of cheap that they use the same air quotes puzzle twice, but hey, there we go. We found a hidden door. Oh, and that way's just locked off. Except for this guy! There's a guy called Valtiel. And look, this is the opening cutscene. What does it symbolize? I don't know. Valtiel being a creep. Valtiel is a character slash portion of the cult that is fleshed out in certain other games in the series. Take it with a grain of salt. Dahlia is spelled incorrectly. 24 years ago, Dahlia used me to summon God. God was in my womb, but I couldn't deliver her. Then I was shut up here in this hospital room. I stayed here until Dad helped me out when I was 14. God ate away at me from within, driving me mad with suffering. There I was, wishing I could just die and be done with it. But I went on living that nightmare for 7 years. Looking at this bed, it just reminds me of those awful days. And I don't want to remember them, because I'm not a lesser anymore. But a lesser is still me. I'm really not trying to deny it or anything. And... ooh, okay. Looks like there's some kind of drug here, but there's just a name on the label, no description or anything. It's too risky, never mind. That could be White Chrism. Which is, I think it's White Chrism. Nope, that's an item in Silent Hill 2. Gets you the one of the endings. Oh, I forget what it's called. Basically, Silent Hill has a drug problem, and that's how they got Lisa to keep being a nurse in the hospitals, because she was addicted to it. And that's how most of this nonsense keeps going, is because everyone's hooked on drugs. I feel like I have to read this book, but at the same time, I don't want to. Aglophitous. Red liquid or crystals resembling blood. According to the Kabbalah, the name is taken from a herb with the power to dispel evil spirits. It is said to grow in Arabian deserts. It may be vaporized or applied as a poultice to guard against demons. It is powerful, but as it is rare, it is extremely difficult to obtain. A picture of me when I was 7. I look bored and sad. Of course I do. I was always like that back then. That little clue right there about the Aglophitous, pay attention to that. We're gonna need that. Where go? Okay, there we go. There's a monster around here. Where are you? Can I just run for it? I'm just gonna run! Yeah, problem solved. They also toy around with the idea of everybody sees different things in Silent Hill in Downpour, where it is implied but not stated that the main character is seeing other people's versions of Silent Hill. And that's why every single time he goes there, it looks different. Have I missed a door? No. I feel like I'm missing an item at the very least. Unless there's another wing of the church that I appear to have missed. Who remembers that graphic? That's from Silent Hill 1 right there. This is my sketchbook from 17 years ago. On the front cover is a picture of Dad. Really awful work. What's this doing here? I had a dream. In my dream, I opened a door. But was that really me? I had a different name. 5 are true and 4 are lies. And there are some fibs mixed in with the truth. That's because it's scary to write only the truth. But dreams are like lies after all. Bear with me a second. I'm missing a card. Fancy that. The scribbling on the floor here is Alessa's. For some reason, she always drew monsters like this when she was alone. She used to draw with Claudia, too. A nice daddy and mommy and a fun school, happy world where everyone smiled and laughed all day long. In short, everything we never had. And here is the second canonical save that Harry made in Silent Hill. She's just beyond this door. I don't know how, but I can sense it. She's not the only one there. I sense the presence of something extremely dangerous, even sickening, or maybe what they call God. Nevertheless, I will open the door. Enough of this idle chit-chat. God, I'm not, but I fully intend to save her. No, them. The last entry was written some 17 years ago. Looks like Dad wrote this, too. No, it wasn't me. Alessa wrote this a long time ago. That chapel altar. It wasn't that one beautiful chapel. It was some other altar somewhere else. I'm going to save, because I am fairly low on healing items. And I got to head back out and find that locked door. I know where it is. Oh, game, it's right at the start. In Beep Salt's stream yesterday, they were questioning what is padding? Gameplay-wise, at least. Like, isn't this just content? We have to go and get the key. Surely every other time we've had to go and get the key, was that padding too? No, that was just gameplay. This, I would consider to be padding. When the game goes, oh no, you've made it to the end, but you've got to go all the way back to the start to get a key, and then come all the way back to the end. That, I feel, is padding. And again, I mentioned it with when we played Breath of Fire 4. There are certain sections when it doesn't add anything to the plot or story or to the world itself. It's just you gotta go back all the way back to the start of the world just to get a key item to go all the way back to the end again. That, I feel, would constitute padding. And it's fine. Like, not every moment has to be non-stop action, but it feels a little cheap to have to do this. Is that the... Yep, that's the room. Okay. There is no reason for that room to exist beyond, hey, go in there, kill some monsters if you want to. Also, this isn't good. It's sort of... It's creeping in. I don't like that. I don't like them either. Right. Where are we in the world? Over there. I'm also willing to bet that the item we need is about as far away as it could possibly be. This is really cool. I like this as a visual. Just everything flung away from this desk. Go home, drop dead, thief. This used to be Alessa's... I mean, this was my desk once upon a time. That is something we found in Silent Hill 1. It's a ratty old notebook on the podium. Oops, there's a letter stuck in here too. There's a girl named Alessa in my class. If your memory is any good, you may remember her. She's the one I said they called a witch. Most likely her mother is abusing her. I've never seen her come in without some sort of scrape or bruise. Her expression is pitifully dark for a 6-year-old. Something like this may not be uncommon. Rather than coming up with pointless ideas, it's best just to watch and wait. But isn't there something I can do to help? I'm considering consulting a lawyer, but I do have my reservations. That's why I thought I'd ask you, my friend, for your opinion first. K. Gordon. That is Kim Gordon of the band Sonic Youth. And they played a pretty instrumental role in Silent Hill 1. We have to go through their house in order to, I think, get from the school to the church, I believe. What are these, letters? No, maybe a bunch of suggestions? People are starting to voice their dissatisfaction about Father Vincent using the organization's money for his own personal benefit. And rightly so! I've also heard rumors that Father Vincent has been extorting donations from some followers. Is he really the right person for such a position? I'm in no place to deny all he's done to make the organization grow. Even though we believe in God, if there were some sort of gathering, shouldn't we be valued not for our limited talents or our talkativeness, but for our depth of faith? L.S. I forget who L.S. is. Lemon Sports Interviews. That's who that is. Pretty sure that room also exists just to have enemies in it that you can go kill if you want to make your way towards the bad ending. The name Claudia Wolf is written in very small on the cover. Looks like this is her diary. November 10th. She didn't die then, she was born. I knew that for a fact. But then why haven't I found her yet? They were supposed to need her powers to build paradise, for the happiness of the people. She was supposed to be reborn for that. I'd really like to see her. November 14th. Read the Book of Praise. I want to thank Father for lending me such an invaluable book. I've found what I've been searching for in there. How to awaken God. But it's much too cruel. Will I be able to pull it off when I see her? November 16th. I was free all day, so I read A Modern History of Refugees and Young Slaves, Child Exploitation. I don't want to be a mere bystander in this world. I can't do anything now, though, and that's what's hard. There's an old birthday card on the desk. To little Claudia, happy 6th birthday. I love you as if you were my real sister. Here's to you. Ahahaha. It went by fairly quickly. That was the High Priestess Tarot card that we got right there. And now we have all of them. And now we can go solve that puzzle. I also feel... No, I know. There is a fairly pivotal scene that I have missed, and I don't remember where it is. Guess we'll find out! I'm gonna say Empirical Woodland, that is actually a very good joke. I'm not like directly acknowledging it because I've got not much to say other than, yeah, that's pretty solid. But it is. Well done. Okay. Don't mind me if I'm just a little bit quiet as I'm going through this one, because there's a man in the back of my head frantically going through a filing cabinet, trying to work out when the scene happens that I think I've missed. And I can't have missed it. I'm reasonably confident you need to do it. But I don't know. Also, I really appreciate how this place is just going to absolute hell around us. Like, look at this. Everything's all bloody and swirly now. That's the end, chat. Don't walk off the edge of that platform. You have to go back and load your game, and you'll feel quite the fool. Man, I keep hearing bangs, like, behind me. And some part of me is wondering, is that just Silent Hill doing its mixing? Or is there, like, actually somebody in my flat at this point? Because that'd be kind of terrifying. I'm a little paranoid. I don't know if it's come across. Okay. Why not both? You're quite right. It's one of the problems with surrounding myself with a sound screen. Like, do you know what I see if I look around? Grey. And the TV, which is too dark to really see anything, so I'm just playing it based on the screen. Do I have... Yes, I do. Okay. So, we found a particularly important note over here. 5 are true and 4 are lies, and there are some fibs mixed in with the truth. That's because it's scary to write only the truth. But dreams are like lies after all. But that's not what we need to look at. We need to look at this. This right here. And we can work out the answer to this problem with a few logical inferences. So, we have a door over here with a 3x3 grid of card-shaped slots. We have some tarot cards in our inventory, and here's a 3x3 grid of code chunks. Logically, we can deduce that we need to use the cards on the door, and these code chunks will tell us how. How do we do this? Well, every tarot card has something in common with every other. This is something you'll recall from the note we read. Specifically, every tarot card is assigned a number. A number in Roman numerals. Each one of these code chunks has letters that are used as Roman numerals. And the note talks about, if you go here, there are lies mixed in with the truths. So if we take away every letter that is not used for Roman numerals, you'll have to excuse me if I just go and open the note again so we can get it up on the screen. So top left, I-N-G-O-E-I. If we remove the letters that are not Roman numerals, we are left with I-I, 2. And then W-X-X-I-F-I, remove all of those, it's X-X-I-I, 22. And so it goes on. And we have to match the numbers on these cards to like the equivalent code chunk and then place that on the board on the door. You can, I believe, if you use examine. Yeah, there you go. It will show you a picture of the card. This one isn't necessary. Genuinely, the only reason to use examine, the only necessary reason to use examine is for the Shakespeare puzzles, which, by the way, still have a Shakespeare book in our inventory. That's good. Good to know. So, are you going to bring up the answer? No, you're not. Right. There we go. So, based on the code chunks that we have on the page and the cards that we have over here, I do believe that one. And then the moon goes there. The Eye of Night is tricky because that's not in a standard deck of tarot cards. And that's what it was talking about with the Gardener deck when we read that one note. And then you. There we go. On easy mode, I believe it just tells you, like, oh, 2 of the cards go in the top row and the Fool is in the middle, and so it goes on. Normal difficulty has a riddle where it actually places it out like a logic puzzle. This is in the top row but is not next to that. This is next to 2 cards but not the other one. That sort of thing. I actually kind of like that one. The working it out based on the numbers on the tarot cards. That's pretty clever. Like, not the most impenetrable one. Again, that goes to the Shakespeare puzzle. I have said, and genuinely stand by it, that's the hardest puzzle in the Silent Hill franchise. But it's still a pretty good puzzle. Look at this final boss door. Look at it. That's definitely what that is. Look at this cool loading screen. Look at me panicking, hoping that everything is loaded. Okay!
What do I want? Well, for the 2 of you to die, that would be nice. Then I could relax.
When did you stop believing in God? God lives. Just look around you.
But I do believe in her. In my own way. I fear her, and I adore her. But I haven't lost my mind like you. You think that this is the work of God? Isn't this all nothing more than your own personal nightmare? Just like Alessa 17 years ago? If this really is the work of God, then I'd say she has lousy taste.
You mock God? Traitor. You will go to hell.
Not that again! Who do you think you are, claiming to know God's will?
Go home, Vincent.
Home. This church is my home. I built it with my power. The power of money that you view with such scorn. Although I admit that this atrocious scenery is all yours.
If you continue to get in my way,
Think you'll kill me? Well, the guest of honor has arrived. Let's get this party started. Heather, go ahead and kill this crazy bitch. This demon who claims to speak for God. The time has come. You can kill her now.
you'll go to hell!
What did you do?
Nothing important.
You're not going to run? I guess this is the end.
No, the beginning. As Vincent said, the time has come. Alessa, I'm saddened that you didn't agree to this on your own. was fine.
Oh, my controller's doing that thing again.
Alessa, my dearest. For the pain that I've caused you, I deserve no mercy. Even if it was to save mankind. It was too deep a sin. It was hubris for me to try to hasten the day of her arrival. Sacrifices were made. Those are my sins.
You feel so guilty about it. Why don't you go to hell? Heather, use the seal.
Vincent? The seal of Metatron?
Now your stupid dream is over.
Oh, that's just a piece of junk. What do you think you can do with that? Do you really think it can kill God? I'm sorry to see you fell for my father's foolishness.
What?
You're pathetic.
Kind of calls into question what the seal did in the first game when it definitely worked in this context, but hey, there you go.
Now, Alessa, there's nowhere else to run.
So fun thing about Vincent, since I never got to mention it during any of his scenes, his left eye always faces the camera. Like he's directly looking at you the whole time
Accept it, Alessa.
when he's calling you out for killing people.
Pain will disappear. Waiting so long for this. Even as a child, I knew I would see the coming of this day. I knew I would be a witness to it. Judgment Day. Alessa?
Shut your stinking mouth, bitch!
Okay, so I believe we do this now. I hope we do this now. You may have noticed this guy hanging around in our inventory. I think we use it now. There's a jewel inside, like a little red tablet. When I asked Dad what it was, he said, just a lucky charm. But then he told me to take good care of it and never take it off. I wonder why I feel sick inside when I look at it. I hope we do this now and I'm not forgetting the order. Yeah, there you go. Use it. We've had that with us the whole time, and this is what it is used for. Do you remember the note that told us about a Glophatus that could be turned into a pill that would kill God? Well, that's what that is. And Harry knows this, because he has experience with this, using it, I believe, twice in Silent Hill 1. Technically once, if you go for the canon ending.
She is nearly here. Alessa, what have you done? What did you swallow?
Yep, this is what kids are like.
What is this?
Well, it's a word used to refer to the thing, idea, or concept just mentioned.
Looks like God didn't make it.
Stop! God is.
Claudia!
Lessa, you cannot kill God. I will. I will burn God. If you can't do it, Alessa, I will.
Claudia! Claudia!
I like that even now she's mistaken. It's that we can't do it, not that we won't or don't want to. That's some religious fervor right there. So, of note, Claudia's body shows up in Silent Hill 4 as a very particular corpse that you're supposed to pay attention to. I don't know if it's actually her, or if they just, like, reused an asset, but that's something to think about. Also, slight plot hole, because Claudia devoured the fetus, it would be impossible to reach her reproductive system. That's not how that works. And when he was asked about that, Masahiro Ito, the director, stated that it's like the chest burster from Alien. It just comes out. It's fine. Don't worry about it. Is this symbolic? Does that remind you of anything related to this? No, it doesn't. And shut up. It's time for the final boss. It's time for a very hurried final boss. Because... okay, basically, they hit crunch time, and everything you are about to see, they had 2 days to make this. This scene, this music, these models, 2 days. And that's why the room is kinda samey. That head right there, that's the final boss from Silent Hill 2. The arms are made out of old Pyramid Head parts. I want to say the legs of Valtiel. Like, the final boss is pieced together from other assets. It's kind of unfortunate.
I was gonna kill you. This is God.
I will take some bread. Yes, please. Give me bread. It's also why the final boss fight, you just... in this very small static room, not moving. Crunch time is bad. Don't do it, devs. Right. So what happens is, we attack the boss, it falls down, it throws fire at us. When it reaches us, it will move towards us, so we just move out the way. Like that. Its second phase is it will send out 2, not 1, because once again they hit a wall. They had to do it super quick. Depending on how you kill this boss, with ranged or melee weapons, that will unlock something in New Game Plus. So if you kill it with ranged weapons, you get the unlimited submachine gun. Melee weapons, you get the lightsaber. And as you've seen, all the weapons carry over. Like, it's per save file, not one per run, which is quite nice. But otherwise, yeah, this is your ending. It's not really the best. Although I suppose it does bring Silent Hill 1 to mind, because the final boss of that was just a big square room with a pillar in the middle of it. And gods threw out lightning bolts, and occasionally you just shot at it. Oh, that was close. Is there another one? No, there isn't another one. Alright. Getting the melee kill is particularly difficult, because if I remember rightly, it doesn't have a down state. So, for example, the final boss of Silent Hill 2, it dies, but you very specifically have to go and do, like, the coup de grace at the end, and that's... I don't believe you do that in this game. It's just do damage, you will win. Do I have any other notes? I don't, actually. We've run out of notes for this boss. And it's a shame, because a lot of the game otherwise is really, really good. I've mentioned, like, on the way down, some of these puzzles were great. The whole they look like monsters to you thing, that was pretty cool. Should probably save my final thoughts for the end. Oh, there you go. She has a swiping attack, which I believe has almost killed me. Yes, it has. There you go. Let's mix that up a bit. Also with the amp wall, so I'm immune to damage. Click, you don't know what you're missing out. Her bread is fantastic. And also, Criddle's really good at, like, photographing her food as well, making it look photogenic. I'm not. Which is why when you look at my food, it's just like, yep. There it is. Hey, there it is. And then the music just ends. And all the tension has been released.
Is that the end? I guess it's time to roll the credits.
mean, she makes a good point. She did still kind of lose. But actually, it's fine. We won. So, get hyped for ticking another game off the list. Now, there are two endings to this game, or two regular type endings to this game. And this is where they show up. Depending on how you do, this scene will play out in one of two ways. We should be on track for the good ending. Let's find out.
Heather, is it really over?
Not yet. You're still alive.
Heather.
Just a joke.
You've got terrible
I'm
taste.
sorry.
Heather, did
You
you...
don't have to call me that. I'm not hiding anymore.
Want me to use your real name? What was it again?
Cheryl. The name my father gave me.
You gonna let your hair color go back too?
I don't know. Don't you think blondes have more fun?
First of all, that bit right there, that bit kind of annoys me. Because this is a horror game. What on earth are you doing going out on a joke in the canon ending to the horror game? I don't think I should be able to reasonably be able to play a Seinfeld sting, and it would not seem entirely out of place for me to have done this. Don't mind me while I just keep talking over this mandolin, because hopefully by doing that, we will trip up YouTube's content identification system, and it won't go, fake David Bowie is playing. So I'm going to claim that, and the 2 views that CPC Gamer is going to get. Cool. Problem is solved. So what do we have? The bad ending to this game plays out sincerely. Heather says, we're not quite done, you're still alive, and proceeds to murder Douglas. And then she just wanders off, knife in hand, presumably still possessed, ready to just keep on killing people, I guess. There is a little bit more of an ending than was hinted at. The scene shortly after Heather is crying about her dad, where she stands up and turns to face the camera, you're supposed to hear a baby crying during that scene. The implication being that God has been transferred into a new host. And the sound was removed, but that plot point did happen. Again, we've seen his name in the credits here, Masahiro Ito. He has confirmed that that transfer is canon, and Heather heard this cry in the game, which is why she turns her head. It's just unknown who the baby is, or where it's gone, so it's like, the adventure continues, that sort of thing. But that's good. I have, in the past, shouted at video games who insist on explaining every little thing. Sometimes it's just cool to have something demented and messed up happen. And that's what Silent Hill 3's ending is. So I know a lot of people like this one as their favorite. Beepsalt, for example, has mentioned that this is their favorite Silent Hill game. One of their favorite games, or at least in the past. This may have changed since. And they've listed Heather as being one of their favorite protagonists, in part because she is fully unprepared to deal with whatever nonsense people are putting down. Claudia's there doing the whole, but thou must, heaven awaiteth, and Heather's just like, do you know what awaits? This gun. And that's what happens. And it's very rare that you see that, especially in a survival horror game. Generally speaking, the idea is that you are powerless or weakened compared to the enemies, and you don't have as much of an ability to fight back. Hey, check it out, it's Donna Burke. She was Angela, I do believe, in the Silent Hill 2. I know that she did some voice work in the soundtrack to this game. I believe I mentioned she does some of the lyrics in Walk on Vanity Ruins. There you go. Wait, hang on a second, dear chat. Melissa Williamson was the voice artist on this one? Here, I thought it was Mary McGlynn. I might be thinking of the remake where Mary McGlynn is one of the voice actresses. I have a question. Can I skip this? I can skip this. I'm going to skip this for a good reason. I'll tell you why. A, so I can listen to this piece of music for a bit. This piece of music is called Save Before You Quit. And I love it. This is my 17th save clear. So, yeah. I play this game a lot. I don't know if you noticed. There you go. Save system data. The reason I quit out of the credits is because, yeah, screw it. Save it. Actually, no, don't save it, because all my extra stuff has already been saved. Skip that. There's a reason why I've skipped through the ending. I'll show you why. It's because I have this save file right here. Let's load this. Now, I have shown off there is a special item in the game, the transformation wand, which, when you equip it, turns Heather into a magical girl, Princess Heart. Check it out. If Princess Heart goes to attack without a weapon equipped, she has eye lasers. And if you kill every enemy in the game before you reach home with the eye lasers, you get the UFO ending, which has one of my favorite lines of dialogue in Silent Hill.
I'm home, Dad. Listen, something crazy is going on.
We couldn't get Harry's voice actor back, so this is how we dealt with it.
That's about it.
That line cracks me up every single time. Anyway, Harry blows up Silent Hill. The end. And then everyone gathers around and sings the Silent Hill song, which I'm also going to talk over because because Konami sure does like slapping copyright claims on this piece of music right here. Heavily advise you go look it up, because Silent Hill no Uta is amazing. Oh, it's great. So, fun thing. There is a fan theory slash actual theory going around that is true. Don't question it. That the UFO endings are canon. Because that's how it goes in the PlayStation games. You can only get the canon ending on New Game Plus. And the UFO endings are the only ones to have any degree of continuity. So, first game, Harry gets abducted by aliens. Second game, Harry shows up having been abducted by aliens and abducts James to help him look for his daughter. Third ending, Harry and James blow up Silent Hill. Silent Hill 4, you don't go to Silent Hill. And there's no UFO ending. Because it has nothing to do with Harry, and Silent Hill has been blown up. That's the ending. And I really like that idea. that this is canon. We just nuked the series. No more. Go away. And then you look at what they did with Silent Hill 4, and then Silent Hill 5, and you kind of wish that that's what they had done. Maybe it should have stayed dead. I'm kind of thinking of doing Silent Hill 5 next, because it's baffling. That game is so bad in so many ways. Plus, I have friends who worked on that game. They did QA testing on it. And I can be like, let me tell you some actual insider information. But that is going to be for another day. Because I'm going to cut the Silent Hill song short. I'm so sorry. I just wanted to show off the UFO ending. And I wanted to listen to this some more. Seriously. Look up Save Before You Quit. Mwah. Chef kiss. It's beautiful. What are we going to do now? We are going to go to the end screen. And we're going to find somebody who we can raid into and yell at them and see who we are going to raid into. Who is it going to be today? Crafty Gamer Lady looks like she is playing something Katamari style. Maybe we could do that. Or no, it's gonna be that. Let's go say hello to Crafty Gamer Lady. She's a pretty cool person. There is the title. Thank you for stream. Thank you for view. Empirical Woodland. Come back on Wednesday and Thursday for a new game in our long-form time slot. What's it gonna be? It's a surprise. I know what it is. You don't. You will. You'll see it. But until then, it's gonna be a secret. So, let's do one of them and do one of those. Come back Wednesday, Thursday for surprise game. And until next time, goodbye.